please. So real quick, for those who don't know me, Rockstar KUAMI EUGENE, and I'm glad you guys came today. I'm seeing a lot of known faces and I'm seeing a lot of new faces as well. Thank you guys for coming. So real quick, let's just dive in. The Sound of Africa tour is just to, enlighten and prove to Africans what high life music is actually about. And you can attest to it that my first album was Rockstar, which was released 2 years ago. And God being so good, it did really well in the country. We took Album of the Year for the album, and yeah, we did a lot of exploits with the album as well. This time around, I'm trying to do something that does not only represent Ghana, but represents the whole of Africa. That is why in the first place we put the Sound of Africa together. So this tour is to send high life music to the rest of the African countries. And even if we can do it the whole world, yeah, to send high life music out there, and then again to go and learn something out there to add to whatever we have here. So basically, the Sound of Africa tour is to go to as many as African countries we can go to, and go and introduce to them what we have, which is the high life music. They listen to it, they like our vibe, because some of the songs are popular in those places already. Speaking of Angela, Confusion, Wish Me Well, Adrian, and a lot more are already popular there. So we are going to play the music and then we introduce to them what we have as high life music, and I'll also learn something from there. So that maybe, since I have a good commander here, I can change the vibe small. Already, we've changed something small about the high life, but it would be best to add some small francophone vibe and some zouk, whatever that will make our high life, step up to another level. It is, one basic reason why we are having this tour. Thank you so much.
Please, let's give it up to him. So at least there's a promise that we are going to be having, yes, what we know him for, that is the pure high life, and also he will be experimenting with a lot of other genres when it comes to the francophone and also the Eastern African. Believe you me, we are going to the length and breadth of Africa, introducing the brand KUAMI EUGENE. So there's going to be a lot of music, cultural exchange, and all that. And also the reason why we had multimedia on this particular tour, partnering with Links for this tour. And we have, lo and behold, to the best of what we know, we have the manager of Hit FM, who also doubles up as the president of the Creative Arts Council. So he's going to be killing two birds with one stone. First, he's going to be telling us why the partnership with multimedia to this, and then also he's going to be telling us what we'll be experiencing culture-wise when we hit on the store. So please, let's give it up for Marco Kumante.
Are you saying thank you to him or the light? Okay. Good evening. I am happy I'm alive. Irrespective of Corona, we are able to converge for music. Because I'm sure we all know that around this time of the year, because of the sickness, people are scared to come together at one place. But we are fine, still negative, and so we're able to come together and do things. Multimedia has always been part of the arts, because of course we live on music. We are 25 years, still counting. First private radio started with Joy FM. And then we've been able to keep the fire burning 25 years down the line. We're still relevant, the biggest media empire. I'm not sure that is arguable. And we are still doing what we have to do best for the nation. We were part of the beginning of KUAMI EUGENE. And so when Albert told me that this is what they have in place, I thought it was a laudable idea. It was important we join in this force because music, we've always said that we want to cross over. It's not easy to cross over. But now that we have decided or we've seen that we can use Africa as a big market instead of targeting Europe or America, I think it's in the right direction. We've not been able to finish our own home, and then we are looking at Europe and America. So we start from our own base, which is very easy to do comparing to the West because we have similar cultures. And so we are using our similar cultures to unite and then take advantage of different markets. So Nigeria comes to us, Togo goes to, say, Cote d'Ivoire because of the French. Before we have one big market in Africa, and then almost every musician can guarantee breakthrough when you have some good products. When it comes to my government side, which is the Creative Arts Council side, I think that music is a diplomatic tool that we can use. You see that the Nigerian actors and actresses have been able to force us to use lines like Igwe. It's out of movie. When you see someone beginning to speak like you warm up to the person naturally. And so music, as KUAMI Eugene is going on this tour, he is going as our ambassador. Whatever he does represents Ghana. If he does good, it's Ghana. If he does bad, it is Ghana. And so he is going to be the next president of Ghana in the next few months ahead, because he's the one we're going to see. Media, let's do all we can to sell him in the positive light, because whether we like it or not, he's an ambassador. And when he enters the country, so is KUAMI Eugene. Where is he from? He's from Ghana. We'll give him all the best from our governmental side. Wherever you go, just hit me. I will make sure you meet the High Commissioner, Ghana's High Commissioner, to that place. We'll give you the necessary support. Vehicle-wise, advice-wise, places you can go and places you cannot go. Very important. Dangerous places and all. So, Creative Arts Council will be there for you. We'll be your liaison officers. Whatever you need from us. What you are doing is good. It's in the right direction. We don't have an option than to be there for you as a governmental tool to help you succeed. Thank you for this day. Thank you.
So we can see that already the tour has already begun, and there are prospects in everything the tour is going to stand for and everywhere it's going to go. Big things going out to Richie Mensah of Lens. Please, is Richie here? Can you show my hand just for us to... Where's Richie? Yeah, I know he doesn't like camera, but if he can just... Where is he? Mr. Mensah? Yeah, okay, so I told you about the concerts and the countries that have been locked down, dates that have been locked down. Please, I want us all to focus on the screens up there. Yes, we're going to be showing you already. May 8th is Lomé and Togo, and that is the venue just popped up. And then on May 10th, Cotonou, Benin. So please take note of the dates and the countries. Monrovia, Liberia is May 14th. It's going to be at the Miami Beach. Yes, there is a Miami in Liberia. And Liberia, same country, on the 15th, that is the next day, he also has a concert there. Then we move to Abidjan on the 22nd of May. Still staying in Abidjan on the next day, which is 23rd of May. He's still at the house. He has another concert there. Then we'll move to Senegal on the 14th of August. th of August, we go to Gabon. And that is going to be the stadium, because stadium, yeah, I can pronounce it. It's an English word. Yes, so those are the locked down dates and countries. Like I said, it is an African tour. These are by far the dates and countries we've locked down. 6 countries, 8 venues. As we lock down more countries and as we lock down more dates, we will do the same thing. It might not be a huge one like this, but we'll be releasing press statements and communiques so that you will also be in the know of it. I told you earlier on that there's going to be a question time. And please, again, let me remind us, let's limit our questions to the African tour that KUAMI EUGENE will be embarking on. After this session, when you want to have a one-on-one interview with him, then you can open up your scope of questioning. So once again, let me just reintroduce the panel at the high table. I said we have Marco Kwekumante here, who is here in the might of the programs manager of Hits 103.9 FM, the only station that means entertainment and that has control over entertainment here in Ghana. It is not arguable, is it? You all know. And also as the president of the Creative Arts Council. And then we also have Richard Imo Akpor, who is a Sound City rep and he's also the tour promoter and works with Speed Vision. We also have Reggie Asari, who is from Silicon Production House. He's the general manager. Richard Labi, a representative of BTL. They are in charge of making sure that every country KUAMI EUGENE goes, or every country the tour heads, they will have marketed the tour so much that there's going to be a sold-out concert. Well, Larry Wise is not here. He's an event promoter from Liberia. He's not here. Mandela, a representative from Canal Olympia, organizers of the event in Togo and Benin. We saw on the screen that we've locked down date and venue in Togo and Benin. So Mandela is going to be the one who will be answering questions on this. But please note, he doesn't speak very fluent English. So he's going to have an interpreter who is going to do all the translation in and out for him. And then we have Mark Mante, Characters. He's the leader of Characters Band. Unfortunately, he's also not here. So you're limited to just the people here to ask your questions. So now the floor is open for questions. Anybody? Please, can I get the second microphone? Can I have the second microphone, please? Thank you very much. Any question? Any question? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, please, your name and the media house.
Okay, my name is Felix Akakbo from Felix Entertainment. Eugene, how are you doing? I've seen the list and I'm much impressed, but I have not seen venues from Nigeria. This is a market that we are all looking to explore because they've explored ours to the max. And I feel that in the wake of the few months that Ghanaian artists have been there, and we've heard what has happened, like turned their back on our performances and all that. I felt once you have done big collaborations with Nigerian artists like Leo Kun, you have songs that are being played in Nigeria. I was thinking it was going to be an opportunity for you to actually enter there and show them what you are made of. What happened? And what was the criteria in selecting these countries and cities that you're going to?
Okay, so for the first question, like Ivy was saying, we're not locked down with all the African countries yet. Yeah, some they have issues, or there are cities already that we don't want to go and be a part of it. Do you understand? Some yes, certain things are happening in some places that we don't want to go now, and some places not locked down yet. Like Nigeria, we have a rep of Sound City here. So yeah, it is 100% part of our plans, but it's just time. We need to lock certain things down, and we're trying to do some places before we get to Nigeria. So maybe probably before we get to Nigeria, we are actually prepared for what you're talking about. So yeah, and with regards to why we chose what you're talking about, we actually want to do everywhere. We want to do every country in Africa. So it's just a step by step. Yeah, we'll soon get there. Yeah.
So like I said earlier on, it is an African tour, and it's going to be the length and breadth of Africa. But we'll always have to start with one cautious step after the other. Yes, we can't start with the whole. And even if you looked at the dates, there are some intervals. Yes, it's still rolling. We have May, we have some in August, we have some, yes. So we are going to be covering everywhere in Africa. With time. Please, the floor is open for questioning. The floor is open for questioning. Okay, thank you. Please, your name and the media house you represent.
My name is Malta Frank from Celebrative Arts. First of all, I would like to say this initiative is a positive one.
Thank you.
And God bless you for that.
Amen.
But my question is, do you have any intention to collaborate with the top stars in those countries? That's the countries listed. Maybe to tap into their fan base or something. And then will you be moving here alone, or you go along with some other Ghanaian artists to probably, support you to extend your time of performance? Thank you.
Okay, so that's a brilliant question. With the first one, I mentioned it when I was speaking that I'm not just going to these countries to go and play my music and come back home. Yeah. I also want to go and learn whatever is happening there, so that I can come and add a little bit of some spice to whatever I'm cooking here in Ghana. You get what I mean? So yeah, it is 100%. If we get to places like places we need to do some features, of course we will connect and do some features. It's very important. And I actually have a mini studio that carries me along when I'm traveling to places like this, because it will be best to meet these people and that very moment you do features with them. Yeah, so it's 100% part of our plan.
Kwame, can you pass the microphone to Richard, because I know that he has something to say, even with the first question and this one.
Okay, good evening.
Yes, and so please, for those of you who might not know, let me just repeat this again. Richard is a representative of Sound City here in Ghana. He is the tour promoter and also works with Speed Vision.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, for the first question, why KUAMI EUGENE is not in Nigeria right now, okay, we're still trying to get the date because so many venues are already booked. So we don't want to put out a date that is not fully confirmed yet. So we need to confirm the date in Nigeria and the venue before we can put it out. And that's why we say we'll let you know when we'll finally book the date. Okay, and for the collaboration, so many artists are already waiting for KUAMI EUGENE. Okay, so after today, you will be getting so many news that artists are collaborating with KUAMI EUGENE from these countries, and so many other countries are also coming up with that. You'll be getting a lot of collaborations from them.
Okay, please do not forget that we are not restricting the questions to only KUAMI EUGENE or Richard or Mark. It is an open floor. We have BTL who's taking care of the marketing. We have Magokwegu Mante here, who is also making sure of the cultural extent. You heard what he promised KUAMI EUGENE. So please, let's fly the questions around. Okay.
Good evening, I'm Jibril. My question is to the BTL guys. Are they around?
Okay. Yes, they are here. Where's Richard? Okay.
Hi, I'm Jibril of ghkasa.com and Kasa TV on YouTube. BTL,
Yes.
you brought Cardi B to Ghana. A whole lot of controversies. We never heard from you. How sure are we that KUAMI EUGENE's tour with you as well? Controversies won't come and then maybe we might not be finding you to answer some questions, because we are the media, we'll ask questions differently. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, I think this is a different brand altogether. We are not here for Cardi B. We are here for KUAMI EUGENE. And we are taking a positive direction. We are talking about a good brand, and that's KUAMI EUGENE, not Cardi B. All right.
Excuse me, IB. Talking about a good brand, that's KUAMI EUGENE and not Cardi B. Are you saying Cardi B is not a good brand?
So it depends. I mean, where we are coming from. We are pushing Africa. This is the time to push Africa. I remember the last time we were in Liberia, and myself and Albert were talking about KUAMI EUGENE African tour. I mean, the Son of Africa. And we were like, this is the time. I'm not saying Cardi B is not a good brand, but this is the time for KUAMI EUGENE, and that's where we have to focus. Thank you.
More questions? Floor is open for more questions. Please, for those of you who just came in, please, those...
I mean, no controversies, because we've been to Liberia with KUAMI EUGENE, and then let me come from the... Yes, this is not our first time. We have history, as you can see. I mean, we were in Liberia, and KUAMI was actually performing on the stage. He did some tracks. Myself, I've never heard a track before, so I moved to Albert and I was like, which song will Kwame play? And it was like a collaboration with a top act in Liberia, and I'm like, wow. So it's not like we've not planned. We know what we are up to. That's where I'm coming from. Okay, no controversies. We are sure.
More questions? I haven't had any, or we haven't had any question to Silicon or to Makokukumante. Any question? Okay, good.
This is from a freelance. It's not registered, but it's important that we ask this question. Marketing-wise, we have this Tufan boy that's sold in Ghana. There's no funeral you go, you don't hear alology, and then everybody does this. We don't speak French. When we get to the border, they say bonjour, then we just nod our head. Then the police will take 5,000 CFA from us. How is KUAMI Eugene trying hard to sell to the West African country? Because most of the countries that love our music, we can't speak their language. Are we going to go the way Sele Bobo is doing, trying to mix the French and the Liberian tune? Are we having a package for the French market, or we are just going there to play?
Okay, to answer to your question is, music is universal, okay? So music can sell anywhere. It depends on how well you market your music. That's how better you sell in that country, okay? So that is why we're also collaborating with artists from that country, okay? So that even when KUAMI Eugene leaves the country, his music, his name still remains there, and we still sell that artist to Ghana and KUAMI Eugene to that country.
Thank you.
Okay, now let me give the microphone to Richard, who is a rep from BTL, because they are responsible for making sure that all the tours are marketed well.
So, as I said earlier, you know how our music industry is getting more and more saturated each and every day. And I mean, looking at a brand like KUAMI Eugene, he has actually outgrown his fan base. I mean, his original fan base, that is Ghanaian fans, by collaborating, doing, technical collaborations and then partnership with other artists in the various countries we are supposed to do this concert. So it's not like we are not ready. We've actually planned for this tour. We have a lot of collaborations, as my brother from the other side mentioned earlier. We have it Sierra Leone. As for Liberia, we've done several collaborations. So we are tapping into the fan base in these countries to make sure the concept is a success.
Well,
thank you.
Mark, I'm sure you will also have something to say about this answer. You don't have anything. Okay. No, you're not the one marketing the thing, but when it comes to music and spreading it out there. Okay, so, okay, good.
Good evening. My name is NYB with News Africa. So basically, it's a good initiative, KUAMI Going Africa. And the BTL guy said KUAMI has outgrown his fan base in Ghana. So I want to ask, KUAMI has not done a proper tour across the 16 regions in Ghana. Now that he's going Africa, are we going to see KUAMI do a proper tour in Ghana too?
Yes, actually, the concert doesn't end in, the Africa tour. I think the major one is in Ghana. The biggest and the major, the closure of the concert will happen in Ghana, and I think we will also bring these dates out. So you'll do proper ones in Ghana.
And besides, just to add to what he said, I think there is nowhere in this country I haven't been. I've been everywhere. Not, come again? Have you been there? Tumu. Okay, I think to my management, they're here. Tumu should be our next location after this African tour. I've been to Afia and Yigba. Yeah. Hey. Okay, so like I was saying, I've basically been to every region in this country. And I'm sure Tumu will be part of the regions I've been to. I've maybe not been to that very place he's talking about, but I'm sure we'll look into that one as well. But like I was saying, I've been to everywhere in this, every region in this country, and it would be bad to do a Ghana tour as well. But I think we've been able to catch eyes more. So we're going Africa. But we're not leaving Ghana. It's not like I'm going to stay somewhere Cameroon and I'll come back. I'll still come back here and play the shows that I play all the time. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Ronnie Samuel from UTV. Now we all know that coronavirus is all over, and so many countries have banned even mass gathering. And do you think this won't affect you when you go to some countries?
You think so?
If people here can attest, for me, before we started this whole thing, we spoke about this, right?
I think he came late.
Yeah, I think he came late. He came late. Please let me repeat it for you again. What I said was, we are going to move advisedly. We are going to move advice. Thank you. Any more questions?
Mouth of Frank of Celebrity Bars once again. To the BTL crew, please, have you started with your media hype, or are you waiting for 2 weeks or 3 to the event before you start hyping? Because we know for any show to be a success outside Ghana, okay, organized in the name of a Ghanaian artist, much must be put into the media hype. So to you, have you started doing that?
Yes. As the MC mentioned earlier, we are actually in all these countries where we are actually touring. So our local team has actually started the engagement. We needed this place out there. We can actually push for the media hype. So as we are releasing today, from today we are going live with the media hype in all the countries.
Thank you.
Well, a quick one. For those of you who do not know, we are live in Senegal and Gambia. We're streaming online. So they are watching what we are doing here. I'm surprised that you, Michael Kukumate is sitting here. Nobody's posing you any question. Pep.
My name is Pep. I write for E-News and other websites. I want to ask the management of Lens, not the artists. In terms of PR, because we see a lot of artists go out to play shows and we don't see visuals, we don't get to know what they did there. For instance, there's a Ghanaian artist who sold out like 4 venues. He's on tour, but we don't know, or he's not in the media. What plans are they putting in terms of PR to make sure that one stop after another stop, we are updated of the news of, let's say, the numbers and all that. So Albert.
I won't even call Albert. I've been trying to get Richie Mensah here, so thank you for this question. Richie Mensah, please. No, please, just so that the cameras can capture. Please use this microphone. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm camera shy. Let me hide behind Mark. Okay, so one thing that we're making sure of is the fact that we take a media team with us. First of all, the man sitting to my left here, will make sure there's a media team going with us, and also an in-house team that will take coverage of everything, both video coverage, photo coverage, and also live on social media, so that we can bring that and even put together a final documentary of the Son of Africa tour. And I wanted to, ABTO, and I wanted to clarify one thing. I had a few questions about whether KUAMI EUGENE has outgrown Ghana. Not possible. KUAMI EUGENE can never outgrow Ghana. Rather, what we are trying to do is grow Ghana with KUAMI EUGENE. Because we need to understand the fact that the world is a global village right now. So many people are hearing the music that we do without us even having to go to them. Because now from social media to going live on, look, multimedia alone is in so many African countries. It's so easy for our music to get there, but we never actually do the follow-up. A lot of people have complained that Ghanaian artists get relaxed and we enjoy being, local champions. We're trying to change the narrative. Right now, KUAMI EUGENE has been doing well in Ghana consistently for the past 3 years. It's now time to embrace all of Africa. So this isn't about he's outgrown Ghana and he's trying to go to the rest of the world. No, this is let's take Ghana with us. One reason why Eugene is the perfect person for this is from day one, in an era where every young person is trying to champion and fight for a different genre of music and show they are cooler than the rest, KUAMI Eugene keeps shouting in every song, high life music, rockstar. So right now, one thing that we have to understand as an industry is everywhere he goes, everywhere he takes his music to, he is flying the Ghana flag very, very high. So we need to make sure that we are carrying the right message to understand he is growing with Ghana. The same thing that other people have done for their countries is our turn. Now, Ghana, let's take it to the rest of the world and let them enjoy. So when this one goes well, then here next year we are doing Son of World Tour.
Okay, thank you very much, Richie Mensah. The tour promoter will also want to have a word on this.
Okay, to add to what Richie said, most of the venues might be going live, both on TV and video, because Sound City is also trying to partner and make it go live in some of the countries. That's what we're going to, and even on the social media page and on all over.
Questions? Okay. So you also have a microphone. Asking a question.
Salut, c'est Mandela, je représente Lomé, Lometo, je veux demander si, à part KUAMI Eugene vient, un truc là, Lomé pour faire le show, s'il y a un produit, à part la musique que vous amène là-bas pour nous représenter là-bas pour la culture.
I think this question goes to, you can give the mic out. So I think this question goes to Mark. Is asking their products that are made in Ghana that sells in their countries. Is it the artists coming alone, or there are some products like Alongo and some other products that are selling there, that are sponsoring, that will be launched there? Is the government trying to add some products like the chocolate made in Ghana and made in Ghana products that are coming with the artists? Or is just the artists coming?
Did you understand?
That's one
Did
big
you
brand
understand the
over
question?
there.
Can somebody put it in a simpler way for me to understand?
So what he's saying is, is KUAMI Eugene coming along with...
Most of you don't have good microphone technique. Don't cover it up.
Yeah, okay,
good.
sorry.
Yeah, man.
So what the guy is saying is, he wants to know whether Eugene will come along with made in Ghana products, so that the product can exhibit or sell during the event.
I think this is more of a PTL question than Mark, because made in Ghana products, although they represent the country in terms of tourism, because there's a marketing company that handles this, it is in their space to take these decisions, what they want to take, and not government. If they decide that they want to liaise with government for some top decisions to be taken, I think when we get there we'll cross. But at the moment, this question should go to PTL.
C'est possible, mais ce qu'il est en train de dire, c'est par le gouvernement qui est en train de faire ça, mais c'est BTL qui va vous... C'est comme ça. Oui.
Still, the floor is open for questions. Oh, okay. But before you do that, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Bulari of EIB and KOD of 1957. Thank you for coming. Could we just show them some love for making it here?
Yeah, okay. My name is Ebosa for GhanaNews.com. And my question is that we know KUAMI Eugene is a headline artist for the Son of Africa. And aside him, are we going to see other top artists in Ghana to support him during his tour in Africa?
I thought this question had been answered, but nonetheless. So who will take this? Okay.
Thank you for your question again. So, yeah, it's a KUAMI Eugene Son of African tour. So, I will basically be going to some African country. But with some countries it's necessary, I mean, it'll be all of us. We want our song blow everywhere. So like the top you're saying, yeah, but we can't take everybody along. Do you get what I mean? So some of the places if needed, we'll get some artists to support. And my guy from Sound City said it earlier on that it's not just me. Everywhere we go, we have some acts in the country already. They are top stars that are also on the show already. So yeah, it's a KUAMI EUGENE African Tour event, but we'll have other people perform. It's not like I'm going to stand there the whole day. Yeah.
And again, I would like to acknowledge the presence of one of our actors in the country, YLC. Please give it up to us.
Oh, that's not why. This is cool.
Hey, Shotingo.
Joe Shotingo.
Joe Shotingo. Yes. Please, the floor is still open. The floor is still open for questions. The floor is still open for questions. Any question to any of the people at the high table? Is that to say that we have exhausted every question we can possibly ask on this African tour? Rob, is there a question you want to ask?
Yes.
Come again?
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, okay. Because I can see some talk going on there. Any question at all?
Rockstar.
Okay. So, if no questions, you don't have any question? Oh, okay. Okay. Fine. Anything you want to?
Okay, so real quick, I just want to say thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this album. And I will say that together we can make this possible. And I mean, I know how powerful you guys are. I know the numbers you guys, some of you can reach. So real quick, I just want to send this message out there. That when you wake up in the morning, let's do the hashtags. Let's do the hashtag Son of Africa Tour. Let's push the album. Let's push this initiative. Let's put it out there. Because if you want me to be selling out these places, like these Benin and the Togo and the Gabon and the it will be just best if we help and make these hashtags trend and when I post, all of you put in some energy and you make it possible. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being a part of this thing. And I appreciate it so much. God bless you all. Have a good evening. Rockstar.
And please, the lineup has been emailed to all of you who came here. Please, so if you did not write your name and your email when you entered here, please do so, because those who put down their emails has already been sent to them. So when you're doing your write-up, when you're doing your talk about it tomorrow on air in the print, you will have the exact dates, countries, and venues. So please, I repeat again, if you did not put down your email address, please do so that you'll also get all the lockdown dates, venues, and countries. Once again, thank you very much for honoring this invitation. And please, he's available. Every single person you see on the
every question, every interview we're here.
Yes. What I'm saying is they're all available for questioning. They're all available for interviews. Please. So now all the one-on-one interviews you want to have, they're available. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. And don't forget the hashtag